Hi, everyone. Today on this AMA, Harry is joining me. And first thing first, I wanted to say thank you for everyone's questions and the overall positive feedback we got for our white paper for version 2. I'm very excited to talk about all the changes we've made, all the progress we've done, and where we've heading towards to. And let's start actually with the first question. We have a couple lined up. We are trying to cover everything what has been submitted. There has been a lot of questions submitted. We put a few of them together. So if you think that yours has not been answered, wait to the end, look to the end. It might be compressed with a few other ones. So let's start with the first question.
Yeah, so the first question is, we don't know who it's from, but it's regarding the compensation for the Weave token and the paired BUSD.
Yes, thank you, Harry. That's a very important question. We've been talking a little bit in our Discord about it. Shout out here also to our Discord server. Join our community there if you have not done yet. You can participate actively in the shaping of the future and get insight and ask questions also there if something has not been covered here. So coming to the compensation of the Weave token, for us, it's very important to compensate everyone who has been affected by the hack. This means that Weave 1 token holders will get compensated fully with the new token. You might have seen that the total token amount has been increased in the V2 token. We are not compensating based on a fixed amount. We are compensating on the percentage of the token you held of the total circulating supply. So this means that even with the increased total amount, you still get the share that you are deserving, which is allocated to you. We have put down in our white paper, if you look at the tokenomics, a percentage of allocation for the Weave token for V1 holders. This will cover everyone suffered from the hack. It is very important for us that you are not forgotten and that you feel like we're doing enough to cover and compensate for you. Regarding the paired BUSD, that's something which we can't share yet, the exact plan on it. We are going to communicate with the community about it in the next couple of weeks. But this is still on our radar. I don't want to come off that we are going to compensate on the Weave token and we've forgotten about BUSD. That's not the case. The Weave compensation has been finalized. You can already also see in the white paper at what rate and how they will be distributed. But regarding the BUSD part, we are going to share exact details with you guys in the near future. So coming then to the second question, and this is, how will the Weave V2 token be given value at launch?
Thanks, Andreas. So we are going to be hosting a public sale very soon with our partner Fjord, and you would have heard about them in our recent announcement on Discord. And the date for this public sale is going to be the 15th of November, and we're going to be sharing more details on this very shortly with you guys. The way in which that the Weave V2 token will be given a value is that we will be utilizing a function called a liquidity bootstrapping pool, which is somewhat similar to a Dutch auction, but it offers more interactive dynamics. So in a Dutch auction, the asking price starts very high and then decreases until someone makes a purchase. And then this method will help determine the launch price of the Weave V2 token. And then we go over to our third question. Please explain the meaning of the percentage at TGE column in the token allocation table.
Yes, sure. TGE means token generation event. So when the Weave V2 token will be generated on chain, on mainnet. And this is where the token will become transferable between users and be tradable between users. So percentage at TGE means the amount of tokens that will be available once the token is generated during this event. So let's continue to the fourth question, which is the date for the V2 launch.
We currently don't actually have a specific date yet. However, it will be no longer than 3 months after the public sale with Fjord. We're expecting this to be early in 2024. over to question 5. So reading through the white paper, there's no reference to a Weave LP. I'm taking from this that there isn't one, and you've taken a different approach to the design this time. Is this correct? If not, could you explain the LP?
That's a very good question. We still be having a liquidity pool so that the token can be traded, and users who participate in the liquidity pool and provide LP for the Weave token will receive Weave tokens in return for this. However, this time we will be hosting our liquidity pool on Arbitrum using our reputable partners, which are audited and battle tested, and we are utilizing them to bootstrap the liquidity. We are going to provide more details on the reward structure regarding the liquidity pool in the near future with you guys. The next question is, will milestone bonuses since the hack be included? That's for you, Harry.
That's another great question. So we have actually discussed this very briefly in the general chat on Discord. And with our new tokenomics, we believe that having milestone bonuses probably isn't the best way to go ahead again. So the milestone bonuses will not be continued. And the reason for this is because we have changed the way in which users will be rewarded in our new tokenomics. They are now mainly focused around our new engage to earn model, which will give users different ways to maximize their rewards. And then we move over to the next question. So this is in regards to the hodling and staking of Weave tokens. And that's yours, Andreas, sorry.
Thank you. I think this is referring to also single staking of the Weave token, and we do plan to have single staking of the Weave token at some point. However, at launch, we are only going to have a Weave liquidity pool for users to be able to earn rewards. The main reason for this is that our tokenomics are really created towards this kind of network effect and rewarding users through their good actions and engagement of the platform. You can read a little bit more about this in the engage to earn section in our white paper. And if you have any questions regarding this, feel free to come to our Discord channel and ask about this. We can elaborate further.
Lovely, thanks, Andreas. We do have another question for you, and that is, what happens to the previous Weave tokens that have been bought and staked? Are they gone forever? They are still viewable on the platform. Are they recoverable? And will they ever be worth anything? And what are the precautions that are in place for version 2 to ensure that future investments are not stolen again?
That's another very important question. So we don't intend for the Weave 1 token to be tradable again. The token will be replaced by the version 2. And it's important to notice also that users don't need to do any actions. They don't need to withdraw the Weave 1 token or anything like that. We have taken a snapshot on chain, which reflects the user allocations of the token, and the Weave 2 token will be distributed based on that data. So there is no action required for the users. The second important part of that question is, how do we ensure the security of the Weave token and the staking contracts in the future? So first of all, as I explained a little bit before, we are going to utilize our partners, which are audited and heavily battle tested. They have been around for quite some time in the DeFi space. And these are the staking contracts we are going to utilize for liquidity pool in the beginning and the distribution of the Weave token, and the single staking contract in the future. We are doubling down on our own strategy contracts. These are the contracts which have not been affected by the hack and which could not be drained. This is something which is the main key feature of our platform, and this is what we are focusing on. Nevertheless, it's very important for us to make sure that these contracts are as safe as it can get and safe for the future. And we have taken quite a few steps to ensure this. First of all, the contracts will be audited. That's a given. But not only that, we are working very closely with a forensic auditor to also include an audit of our server side and the whole network including our platform. So we're not stopping only on the Solidity smart contract side, but we want to get an audit on every single aspect of the Weave platform. We are going to share a post-mortem report also with our community prior to launch. And another thing which is quite important for us is going open source with our smart contracts. So this means we are making sure that everyone can have a look and spot any problems themselves, point them out to us. And this is also very important for a healthy bug bounty ecosystem, making sure that we give the white hats everything what they need to spot potential problems in the future. If you have further questions regarding this, again, come to our Discord channel. You can tag me regarding technical questions, and I'm happy to go a little bit more technical and into detail about this. So the next question is regarding the chain the Weave V2 will launch on. Maybe you can talk a little bit about this, Harry.
Yeah, again, that's another great question, and it's something that the team has been working with our partners and finding out where's best, and where DeFi fits in the most at the moment. And we've actually decided that we're going to be launching on Arbitrum. The reason for this is they have a heavy DeFi focus, and the protocols that are actually in the ecosystem is incredible. They have everyone that we can work with there. There's a huge amount of TVL. The users that are there, they're very, like I said, they've got a huge DeFi focus. We have exposure to a lot more users, and the amount of protocols that are on there are is second to none. So it's a decision that was made about a month ago, and we're quite happy with that decision. So moving on to the next question. Are we doing anything to minimize a big sell-off of tokens, of V2 tokens by V1 holders? Andreas, do you want to take this one?
Yes, sure. There are a couple of things in place to ensure that the V2 token won't suffer too much of a sell pressure from V1 holders. Most important one is the vesting schedule, which is in place, which you can also read about in our white paper. So V1 holders will receive 20% of their tokens at the token generation event, which was another question we talked about. And the rest of the tokens will be released daily over 6 months. This ensures that also whales can't create too much of a sell pressure on the token, and that everyone has a fair starting point and a fair opportunity to sell their token if they want to, but also to keep their token, because we believe that with everything in place for V2 and our public launch, the token will generate in value and will increase in value. So this is the steps we have taken to ensure that there is no big sell pressure right from the get-go. The next question is regarding real-world assets. So with regards to real-world assets, will Weave be tokenizing assets or relying on hooking into other projects that have tokenized assets?
Unfortunately, Weave won't be tokenizing assets, but we do have a very reputable partner, which is being integrated early in 2024, which already have tokenized assets. We are talking to them currently at the moment, and they are actually bending their back to actually get us to integrate them. And we will actually be the first person to actually be integrating them into any protocol. Another bonus of integrating our partner, which we will share details of who it is shortly, is that their assets are not derivatives, and they are actually backed by real world assets. We will be working very closely with them as they have options for stocks, bonds, commodities, and then in the near future, real estate, which is very exciting, and it's great news to be able to integrate, all of these things alongside DeFi. Bringing TradFi and DeFi together is second to none. And then finally, Andreas, please could we talk through what is next for the 12 months and what it will look like for Weave?
Let me start with the next 3 months as the first step. So during the next 3 months, we will be hosting our public sale on Fjord, as we said. That's the 15th November, mark the day. the next steps is finishing final developments on launch. This includes the HODL portfolio, which we've been talking about in our white paper, new DEX integrations, new chain integrations, and also the 2-level referral system, which we believe will be a huge drive also for Weave and the more community-driven focus we have taken with version 2. This also comes in hand with launching our new Engage to Earn program, where users get rewards based on positive actions they're doing and benefiting the platform. Another big key part for the next 3 months is auditing all the code which we added on top of what has already been in place in version 1. Auditing our new token. And as I talked about, I don't want to stop on smart contract audits. I want to have the whole backend audited. I want to work closely with our forensic partner and get their seal of approval on every single part of the platform. This is very, very important for us moving forward. Post-launch, we will also be integrating new protocols and chains. That's something which we will never stop on. There are always more opportunities, more protocols to integrate. Everyone starts to talk about real-world assets right now. And this is something which we have been in discussion for a little bit now already. So we are trying to be ahead of the space there and just make sure that we are delivering on the projects which the community desires and the community need. And we will be closely communicating everything with you and get the feedback early from our community, the actual users of the platform, to make sure that we integrate protocols which are useful and are really desired by our community members. Yeah, we've been talking about real-world assets. This is something which we are looking for, and we are not talking, like Harry said, about derivatives here and there. We are looking at the big spectrum. The white paper refers to how we try to disrupt the wealth management space. And I think with the platform and everything what we have built up, this is something which we can achieve with the help of our community, with our partners. We are in a very strong position, especially also from a technical perspective and how everything on our platform is set up to be a solid partner, to have a portfolio which is not only cryptocurrencies, but refers to everything which exists also in the real world. So you can have a really diversified portfolio, not only including cryptos. I think this is something which makes us quite unique also, and which will help our users moving forward in the future. And also our goal is to bring in more developers, improve on our marketing stuff. Basically, we want to grow organically and with our community. And we are taking into consideration everyone. As you might have noticed, Harry has come a long way from being a community member and now sticking with the Weave team for quite some time now. But yeah, increasing our team is a very important point for us in the near future. We will be launching our referral program, which I have been talking briefly about, and running campaigns to attract influencers and KOLs to ensure a steady and organic growth of the platform. And if I have missed something, we are going to publish our roadmap on our website pretty soon, which is the updated one, where you can have a look. And if there are still some questions left, feel free to engage with us, ask anything which might not have been covered by this answer, because there's quite a lot to take in on that one.
Yeah, I just want to finalize and just thank everyone for tuning in and watching. And again, like Andreas said, if you guys have any questions, any further questions, pop into our Discord and ask away. We're more than happy to help. If anything hasn't been answered or is unclear, please come in and ask. We're more than happy to answer the questions.
Thank you very much, Harry, and everyone. Have a wonderful day.